Hello and welcome to another driving vlog. Thank you for joining me, guys. I really do appreciate you coming on, hanging out with me, and hopefully I can keep you entertained for the next sort of 20, 30, 40, however long this video is, minutes, and yeah, let's just hang out and talk about Amazon and business. So we're on the 1st of September right now. How did I do in August? Well, it was one of my better months. I don't think it was my best month, but I did £12,280 profit. That's gross profit, by the way. So I do have to factor in some prep expenses and things like that, but that's probably going to be around £1,500, maybe £2,000, maybe at most. Which, you know, let's just call it £10,000 profit, basically. That's net profit. So I hope I got that right around. Yeah, so really good month. I'm really happy with that. It was a really good month, and hopefully I'll be able to carry on and continue making this kind of money, you know, every single month. You know, I love to hit those £10,000 months. I don't always achieve it. But yeah, I've been putting quite a lot of effort into Amazon FBA, more than usual recently, and it's really starting to pay off. Been spending way too much money. Actually, last month I had to do a drawdown on Capital on Tap for £5,000 because I was short £5,000 for my Amex bill. So I spent, because, you know, one mistake. Well, is it a mistake? I don't know. It is, I guess. I've been spending a huge amount on stock, and also buying not only for current stock, but also buying for Q4 now as well. So I'm stocking up for Q4 now, and yeah, I'm going to keep doing that, keep buying loads of Q4 stock. So hopefully by the time Q4 comes around, you know, a good 50-60% of my stock in Amazon is going to be Q4 items, and hopefully that's when you get the big bucks. I mean, I don't know if it's going to happen, but I really do want a £20,000 profit December as a minimum. That is my goal, £20,000. Hopefully I can smash that, but that is my goal. So yeah, that would be amazing if that happens. But man, it's been such a good month on so many levels. So, you know, Amazon FBA has been going well for me. I think my Discord community has been going really well. I did slack off a little bit on the social media side, but I really need to double down on that. Absolutely double down on that. I'm seeing some fantastic results from the social media. Having people in my Discord community is also fantastic as well. It's really great. We hit 500 members, by the way. Woo! Yeah, we hit 500 members in FBA Moguls, which is amazing. And yeah, I've just had fantastic success from you know, from FBA Moguls, Discord, and social media, you know, social media and stuff like that. So yeah, I need to. So what I've been working on. So I've obviously been working really hard on Amazon FBA. Another thing I've started to get back onto is building my course. I really need to get this course out, and that's now my primary focus for this month, is getting this course finished, getting it published, and getting it out there. Again, this course is going to be free. I'm just going to push the free model as far as I can. And yeah, it's yeah. So I really need to focus on that. I really want to get the course going, get new people into Amazon FBA. Obviously, help people, you know, who are struggling, and I think the course is going to do that. It probably will be fairly basic to begin with, and then I can keep adding to it over time. But yeah, that is my primary focus, and I think it's just going to be such a valuable resource. I've now paid for the platform where I'm going to host it. It's costing me like $100. So yeah, I've got some expenses, guys. I mean, I spend a lot of money on camera equipment, things like that. I've got my cameras and stuff like that cost me like 3,000 quid. I've got all the microphones, things like that. I've just paid for software to host my course, have like a community built into it. It's got like a squeeze page thing and stuff like that. Because even selling free is hard, actually. You wouldn't believe. Selling free, so that's like $150 every single month that costs me. So I'm hosting a free course for $150. So just to make that you aware. Yeah, so there's a lot of expenses that are coming in, and I need to start getting a video editor and thumbnail editor and things like that. So as I'm getting more success now, I can start pumping all this money back into making better content, making the courses, and just really adding value as well. Another thing I'm going to start doing as well is more one-on-one calls with people. I'm going to set up a calendar, and I'm going to allocate a certain number of hours each day to people. They can book a call with me, people in my FBA Moguls community, So you can book a 15-minute call with me. It's totally free. I mean, I do this anyway. I see people, they sign up to my stuff, whatever, like PPP, SDK, or they've got a big question, I'll jump on a call with them for 10, 15 minutes. I do this anyway, but now I'm going to make this calendar available to everyone. So, book some time in with me. I'm only going to be able to allocate maybe an hour or 2 hours every single day at most to this. But yeah, and obviously I have to be quite strict on the old, making sure that it is only like 15 minutes. It obviously depends how many bookings I get and stuff like that. But yeah, so I'm going to open myself a bit more to these calls to help people. Because even like a 15-minute call can be like a life-changing, I don't want to sound arrogant here, but it can help people maybe who are struggling. That 15-minute call could maybe give them an insight or an inkling, or help them maybe change the direction of their business, or give them a tip that can help make their business trajectory go through the roof. So for me it's only 15 minutes, but it could in theory be a life-changing moment for someone. So I'm not saying it will be. This guy sounds arrogant, but yeah, it could be. So for me, that's like a fantastic trade, definitely worth doing. Yeah, even if it helps someone a little bit, that is good for me. So that's something I'm going to start doing as well. Yeah, I don't know how booked up that's going to get. Oh, nice Ferrari over here. Nice. Oh, it's a Corvette actually. Still there, nice car. Not as nice as a Ferrari. Yeah, one day, hopefully I'll have a Ferrari. We'll see. I actually took a day off yesterday for a change. I mean, I take days off on Sundays as well, but I went to Meadowhall and did some shopping for watches. I really want to get myself a Rolex. I've worked really hard for 2 years on Amazon FBA, obviously other Discord and things like that as well. Working really hard on business. I took that leap of faith, quitting my job to go into business myself, and I now want to reward myself as a treat. I want to get myself a Rolex. I'm not asking for like a crazy model. I want to get like the Explorer 2 in either the white or the black dial. But yeah, even getting that is difficult. I'm on the wait list for it, and this is one that doesn't even sell over list, I don't think. Maybe the white one does, I'm not sure, but the black one I'm pretty sure I can buy on the second-hand market for the grey market, brand new for pretty much the normal RRP. So anyway, I've got to wait. But yeah, yesterday I went to Meadowhall, shopped around. I really do, at some point, would like to buy myself a Breitling Navitimer. They are really sick watches. But I've decided that, I want to buy. I'm going to ditch the Apple Watch, or keep it for fitness and stuff, going for walks and running, whatever. I don't run. But if I'm doing something, fitness related, I'll keep the Apple Watch for that. But I want to go back to the analog watch. And yeah, I've got like a list of watches that I'd like to buy over time. And what I want to do is I want to buy them. I'm sorry, this is a bit of a tangent if it's boring you guys. But buy these watches to treat myself when I hit big milestones in my life. And I felt like the 2-year mark, I've made a good success of Amazon FBA. And with the Discord community building up as well, I really wanted to treat myself. And the reason I want a Rolex as well is I've got no plans on ever selling this. In fact, I want to get it engraved as well. It's very cheesy, but I want to get the Latin phrase "Fortune favours the bold" engraved on the back. Cheesy, but anyway. So that would obviously kill any resale value. But the nice thing about Rolex is, if I ever end up on the street for whatever reason, at least you've got some value to that. Whereas other brands don't, if you ever need to resell them, go for peanuts compared to their like RRP. But yeah, I was looking at Breitling Navitimers. I was very close to pulling the trigger on one, but I never make impulse purchases like that. But if you do want a Breitling and you want to go to the Meadowhall Breitling shop, Adrian, the seller there, the sales guy, really nice guy. If you ever go and buy Breitling and you want to go to Meadowhall, say that I sent you. Super nice guy actually. We had a really good chat about watches. Obviously, I know he's a salesman and stuff, but really genuine guy, really nice guy, and yeah, had a fantastic experience to be honest. So very knowledgeable and just top bloke basically. So when I buy Breitling, I'll definitely be going and buying from there. Very nice. So. Cool, anyway, that's enough about watches and stuff, but yeah, hopefully one of these days I'll be sporting my Explorer 2. I think that watch that embodies a bit of like the braveness of quitting your job. And I say for me, this will be the same for most people as well. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, some people hate their jobs and they can't wait to quit. For me, I really enjoyed my job. I had a good relationship with everyone who worked there. For me, it was just the pay wasn't enough for me, and also I wanted to go out on my own and see what I could do with business. And I felt like I had more in me than just working a job. Now, there's nothing wrong with working a job, but some people have that sort of entrepreneurial spirit, I guess. And hopefully, a lot of you who are watching probably have this, of course. And sometimes it's very tough to quit a job, and especially with that company that I was working for, I was basically employee number one. I wrote, I was a software engineer, obviously you guys know. I wrote the software for that company from scratch, not just by myself, I had a team member as well. Me and Supreet, my work colleague, we worked together and built that from the ground up. So obviously I had a very emotional connection to that company. I wrote the very first line of code for that software, which is now running clinical trials. So if you ever go into a clinical trial, there's a chance maybe they'll be using the software that I wrote. Not just by myself though. Point that out. We obviously got a team eventually. It's a huge bit of software. That was very hard for me to leave that job. But it did take, and I ummed and ahed about it for so long as well, probably over a year. I ummed and ahed about it, and then, it was eventually the fact that obviously COVID came along, I was working from home, and then eventually my boss wanted me to go back to the office, even though it was only like a 5-10 minute drive. I just wanted, I liked the home working, but it was time for me to move on. Everyone kind of knows when it's time to move on. For me, I'd lost my motivation a bit to work there, but it was still very hard. Obviously, it was a very family-like atmosphere. So that's what the reward is for anyway, for that, and making a success of it. So, but obviously never take anything for granted. Things can always swap around. I am generally very frugal. I don't normally blow. Look at my car. Like I could afford an expensive car, but I don't buy one because it's a waste of money. I maybe will eventually treat myself to one. I'm not saying don't live life and enjoy things, enjoy your money, absolutely. But obviously there's got to be a certain limit to that. The big thing, look, I'd spend 80 grand on a Porsche, okay, no problem. I'm not saying I could do that right now, maybe. It'd be freaking stupid. But the problem is, it's a massively depreciating asset. So that 80 grand, basically, I'm just throwing away. And obviously I'm enjoying the car and things like that, but it's a depreciating asset. And then, eventually in 5-10 years, I might be able to get 20 grand out of it, or 15 grand. So I'd rather put that 80,000 to work, making me money. Now, you can make the same argument for a Rolex as well. Definitely throwing money away there. Hopefully, with the way Rolex is right now, it will hold its value. Only maybe lose a little bit. But obviously, still, that's, if I put that... So the Rolex that I want is £8,500. Obviously, if I put that into the business, that could multiply multiple times. But like I say, you've got to find this balance between treating yourself and, you can't just use money all the time. Well, maybe you can. Everyone's got their own frugality levels, I suppose. For me, I do like to live a little bit. And so that's what I'll be treating to myself too. And yes, eventually I'd like to get myself a nice car. This is a very nice car, to be fair. It's just not a sports car. It's worth about 8 grand. So if I lose half the value, I've only lost 4,000 quid. Nothing too crazy. It gets me round. It's got everything I need, apart from a powerful engine and a fancy exterior. Anyway, interesting convo there, I guess. But what was I talking about? Yeah, generally I'm pretty frugal, generally. So, because I think, money is fleeting. It can come and it can also go. You don't want to end up when you're older with no money. That's a fear of mine, is I end up with no money when I'm older. So, not ideal. What is going on here? I'm trying to turn off here onto the A1 in a second. So, interesting. Bit of a traffic jam here. Oh, there's another nice car out there. It's a Chevrolet. Interesting car for the UK. I always liked that car from Transformers. It's pretty cool. Obviously, maybe, Megan Fox helped with that a little bit. You will know the scene I'm talking about. So anyway, what we're talking about. Yeah, anyway, I think it's important to treat yourself, but don't go crazy. Like I was talking to some guys yesterday. Some people had great success in Amazon FBA. You know, maybe they got £500,000 in the bank now, maybe more. You know, buying a £100,000 Richard Mille or a £150,000 car is just not a sensible thing to do. I know when you're young, you're dumb. I was the same. But yeah, definitely, if you can just delay the gratification for a little while, then it can make a big difference. But yeah, there's a lot of nice cars, nice Porsche there as well. I'm talking about nice cars, and suddenly I see nice cars everywhere. Yeah, I really do want a Porsche at some point. That's one of my kind of goal cars, or obviously Lamborghini as well. But for me, the best way to do this is take the money you make, put it into an asset like a house or a property or whatever it is, a rental property, and hopefully that brings in £500,000 every single month, and then use that money to then buy your Porsche or your Lamborghini, rather than using that initial money to buy a depreciating asset. So put the money into appreciating assets, and then use that money that comes from that, and then buy those depreciating assets. So that is the best way to do it, in my opinion. So that is why I won't buy a Porsche or a Lamborghini right now. And and I'll put my money into property and businesses, and then hopefully those things will generate money for me, and then I can use that money to buy what I want. Anyway, so what else have we got to talk about then? What am I planning this month? As I said, I'm thinking. So anyway, talking about what I'm doing for this month then, I'm obviously planning on buying a lot of stuff off for Amazon FBA. I've been absolutely rinsing Quagita. Anyone who's signed up to that, you guys know how good that site is. It's an absolute gold mine of deals. It's probably one of the most concentrated sites of deals that I've ever found, apart from like when you get these huge sales and places. It's just an absolute gold mine. So yeah, those of you that signed up, you know, if you want to sign up to Quagita, killer deal, you get £120 using my code FBA Mogul when you sign up. I'll put links for all that in the description. It's insane how many deals are on there. Yeah, it's crazy, to be honest. If you've got 100 grand, easily spend it. If you've got 200 grand, easily spend it. So yeah, there's always deals every day coming on there, and it's just fantastic. So if you're not signed up to that, get signed up. Get yourself £120 for free. No brainer. And also, I'll send you a deal as well. So if you sign up using my code, I'll send you a deal on Quagita. So yeah, it's going to be more Q4 prep this month. Absolutely buying more perfumes. Maybe I'll move it a little bit into toys and video games and stuff like that, and Lego and things like that. So I'll look for deals. But obviously, whether deals, depends what deals come around. Quagita is all generally health and beauty. I'll try and find some good replens on there as well. I know a few people have said they found some good replens, so I've not found any yet, but I've not necessarily been looking. I've been looking mainly at just perfumes and things like that. So, but yeah, I need to get onto buying more stuff for Q4, and obviously I've mentioned my course as well. That's a huge priority from this month. In fact, that's my biggest priority. If I can smash it out this month, then I can really concentrate on Q4. And don't forget, we're only 1 month away from Q4, guys. So obviously all the sales start to go a little bit crazy in October, and then November, they obviously got December. But yes, it's not too late in October. You can still buy plenty of deals. But yeah, it's good to start thinking about this now, though. I think actually September is one of the best months for buying stock for Q4, because oftentimes a lot of retailers are now clearing out their shelves, clearing out their stock, clearing out their warehouses to bring in all that Q4 stock. So definitely keep an eye out for that. And obviously we all know what sells well in Q4. Perfumes, toys, video games, gift sets, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. So that's the plan as well. I say I'm going to do a small revamp to the Discord community as well. Need to add that call thing in, the 15-minute calls. Going to start onboarding people a little bit better as well when they join the group. And yeah, just improving that, and then just doubling down on social media. I need to find myself an editor. I think I've got a meeting on Wednesday with an editor. Hopefully he'll be good enough and do what I want. I need to start pumping out more and more content. Obviously right now I'm filming, I'm editing, I'm uploading, I'm scheduling, all that stuff myself. That actually is quite a lot of work, to be fair. And hopefully if I hire someone to help me. I've also got an admin VA starting on Monday as well, actually, so that's going to help me offload a lot of that Amazon FBA work onto admin tasks onto them, which is going to be really good as well. I'm also going to treat them a bit like my personal assistant. I'm going to get them to help me schedule YouTube, social media, things like that, so I'll have to train them on that. But yeah, hopefully just trying to offload all these tasks on someone who can help me, so I can focus more time on just making quality content, and let someone else edit and figure out when to post it. So yeah, building up a nice little social media business, essentially. All the money is just going straight back into all this stuff until you kind of hit that threshold where you can actually take some money out. Talking about taking money out, this actually reminds me, I freaked out a little bit, I'm not going to lie, when, I don't talk politics normally, but let's just talk about this anyway. Keir Starmer, said he's going to, we're going to have a very painful October budget. He's going to be putting taxes up. He's going to be increasing things like capital gains and all things like inheritance tax, all this kind of stuff. Obviously going to be going after our incomes. I actually thought maybe when Keir Starmer got in, there would be some change coming in for the better. But now I'm just scared, basically, of like how much money the government are going to be taking from me and other people. This painful process of taxing people, and it's, I don't know, I think it's disgraceful, to be honest. And it stops entrepreneurs, it stops innovation when you start taxing people too much. So do you know what's going to happen? I'm going to end up moving to Dubai. Simple as that. So this is something I'm investigating right now. I've already made a few inquiries. Maybe in a month or two you'll see me and I'll be doing these videos in Dubai, because I'm thinking about moving out there. When I'm making kind of the money I am right now, I just can't, it sucks to be giving 50% of that nearly to the government. And I'm all for paying taxes. It pays for all the services we use, NHS, police, fire, all that kind of stuff, defence. But there is a limit on what you should be paying. And I'm extremely worried about what's going to happen in October. I think we're all in for a world of pain when October rolls around. I think I'm not happy with the way, I think the country's going to end up going to crap. So yeah, extremely worrying for me, but there is a way out. I'm literally, I'm investigating it right now, going to Dubai. Hey, and hopefully once I've done it as well, I'll be able to tell people how to do the same thing as well. Obviously not for everyone, but it's a big move, a big commitment. But you can save all your taxes. Imagine not paying any tax. Pretty nice. So, but like I said, I'm happy to pay my fair share, as long as it's reasonable. But I'm not working half the time for the government. No frickin' way. Absolutely no way. And yeah, anyway, so that's something that was a bit concerning to me, and like I say, I'm keeping an eye on it. And yeah, I don't know what to say about that. We'll see what happens in October, and I hope it's not as bad as they say as they think it's going to be. But it sounds like they're going to absolutely be hammering the middle class, the working man, essentially. So, because what people don't realise is that everyone thinks, you're going to go after the rich, and it's like, no, the rich have their money well insulated in trusts and things like that, or they just bugger off to Dubai. I'm not saying I'm rich, but yeah, they have plans to not pay tax. So you can add all the taxes on you want. They'll just either evade them, legally, avoid them, and they'll just bugger off. So you end up just hurting people, and there's a big myth, I think, that if you put all these taxes up and stuff, and then you're going to be raising loads of money from the rich. It just doesn't work like that. And another thing as well you're going to find as well is, as a landlord myself, I've done Airbnb. I've never actually been like a proper landlord. I've done Airbnb. My younger brother's now staying in my apartment, so obviously not really a tenant, especially as he's not paying. But the environment for landlords right now is getting really horrible. Again, I think Labour are going to go after landlords. There's this really weird myth that all landlords are like greedy, rich people. I think you'll find most landlords, 95% of them, are just like someone who has one home that they rent out. Maybe they got married and they've got two homes and now they rent one out, or maybe they had a flat and then they bought a house, so they've got a second home, or whatever, or they inherited a home, things like that, and they want to rent it out. I think you'll find most people just have one home, and it's just because of circumstances that they happen to have that rental property, not because they're like rich and, you know, they might be wealthy on paper, but there's this like, common misbelief, I think, that there's lots of rich landlords out there that are greedy, and you definitely get some, obviously, but majority are not. But Labour are making the environment for anyone who wants to try and make any extra money hostile, and especially going after landlords and things like that. But the problem is you end up hurting people. Like, I don't want to be a landlord now because I'm worried about the taxes I'm going to have to pay on it. Labour are thinking about bringing in a property tax and ditching stamp duty, which essentially is going to cost you more money in the long run. You know, the government doesn't put taxes in place and change taxes if it's not going to end up benefiting them. And all the different things they're putting in, very hard to evict people as well if they don't pay. I understand definitely people want security in if they're renting a property, and I'm all on board with that. I think there should be security for people that are paying their rent. So more protection for people that are good tenants, paying their rent, things like that, but less protection for those that are bad tenants. So it needs to go both ways, but unfortunately that's not how it goes. So for me, as someone who would potentially consider renting out, I'm just not going to bother. And what's this going to do? It's going to end up putting rents up for everyone, because there's already a severe lack of rental properties right now, and rental prices are going through the roof, and they're going to get even worse as time goes on. So Labour think they're helping, well, not going to say governments think it's not just Labour, Conservatives did the same as well. They think they're helping people by clamping down on landlords, but you just end up hurting the renters, because then rents, there's less properties available, no one wants to rent anymore, which means when people do want to rent, they have to pay through the nose for it, which then makes it very hard for them to be able to buy, because they can't save for a deposit. Sorry this has gone on a tangent, just talking politics and finance. Sorry about that. Hopefully I've not bored any of you here. But it's just something that I was a little bit concerned about this whole situation anyway. So it's and if you start making some money, you'll probably feel the same. You don't want to be giving half to the government. Such a shame. So anyway, cool. Let's talk about something more positive. Anyway, how is everyone? Let me know in the comments how your August went. By the way, did you have a good August? I know people have been posting in their success posts in FBA Moguls, and it's really fantastic to see that, to be honest. And as I mentioned before, one of my personal goals is to get 1,000 people into Amazon FBA, or into business maybe, hopefully inspires maybe some other business, but realistically FBA, and get them to be making £500 every single month. That is one of my personal goals. But the problem right now is I can't track this. Obviously once I make my course and stuff, I'll see the sign-ups and results. But I'm just trying to think of a way that I could essentially track and monitor how many people have helped. So I need to think about how that's going to work. Because I want to know for my own personal selfish reasons, how many people have helped. It makes me feel good. It's something I need to think about anyway. But it's one of my personal goals. I'm chilly with the aircon on. Is to do that and just try and help 1,000 people get to, say, £500 every single month. Then once I achieve that, I'll change that goal to 10,000. Trying to just change lives here a little bit. I'm not saying £500 is life changing, but for some people actually it is. That could be a lot of money. It could help pay the mortgage, help save a holiday, whatever it is for, basically. So, one of my personal goals. But I don't know how many people have helped so far, but probably, half a dozen maybe. People get to those kind of results, which is really awesome to see. People are posting some fantastic figures in FBA Moguls. I really love seeing that as well. Gives me the warm, fuzzy feeling when I see that. I'm not saying it's all me, obviously, but if I just help someone get started on the road, help give them guidance as we go. So awesome. Well, I don't think I've got much else to say, really. I've got to realise I've gone on quite a few tangents there, and hopefully it's not bored you guys. But hopefully you enjoyed that podcast. Hopefully it kept you entertained with your cooking or driving or prepping. And I'm going to just keep trying to put out the good content for you guys. Hopefully going to keep putting out interesting things that are going to help you, better quality content as well. And I'm just going to keep working hard, and if you work hard you get results. So, and I love what I'm doing right now. I'm working like a dog. I'm working really hard. I'm not working smart. I am working hard though, so I need to change that. But really enjoying what I'm doing right now, absolutely loving it. So, and obviously seeing those results is obviously very nice as well. But yeah, it's been fantastic month. Hopefully you guys had a fantastic month as well, and let's hope we all make plenty of money in Q4. Right, I'm going to wrap that up anyway, but thanks for watching. Leave me a comment below if you enjoyed the video. How much you make in August, let me know as well, and how much you planning to make in Q4. Thanks guys, and I'll see you in the next one.